Good morning, everybody. I'm Mallory Smythe, and this is your Monday morning, where we at Endow seek to feed your feminine genius by providing just a small dive into the history, tradition, and story of our Catholic faith. Happy Easter! I hope you had an amazing Easter yesterday. I hope you had an awesome time with your family, that the weather was great, but most importantly, I hope that you came to understand just a little bit more the depth of the mystery of the resurrection. This is the hinge of our faith. If Jesus didn't rise from the dead, then Christianity should not exist. And yet, he did rise from the dead. St. Paul tells us that 500 people witnessed Jesus walking around after his death. These were the people that were able to see the beginning of the redemption, the beginning of the new creation. G.K. Chesterton writes about this really well when he says, "On the third day, the friends of Christ, coming at daybreak to the place, found the grave empty and the stone rolled away. In varying ways, they realized the new wonder, but even they hardly realized that the world had died in the night. What they were looking at was the first day of a new creation, with a new heaven and a new earth, and in a semblance of the gardener God walked again in the garden, in the cool not of the evening, but of the dawn." Jesus' resurrection means redemption, means that we are restored back to a relationship with the Father. See, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but all of history revolves around Jesus Christ. Everything before him pined for that relationship with God, pined for a Savior. We see this in all of the writings of the Old Testament. When he was on earth, he was fulfilling the prophecies. He was fulfilling the fullness of time. And in history, he was saving us. He was restoring us to the Father. And after the resurrection, we are able to live in redemption, looking back on the act of the God-man. This is amazing. This means that we can live as Jesus did, that we can live in relationship with God the Father in a similar way to our first parents. A good friend of mine said it well when he said that God is an infinite being and we are finite beings, and we lived in perfect relationship with God before the fall. And yet when we sinned, we created an infinite chasm between ourselves and God. But yet we couldn't fix the problem because we are finite beings. Finite beings cannot fix an infinite problem. And so God sent himself to us in the form of Jesus, fully God and fully man, an infinite being to fix an infinite problem. And he did that in the resurrection. And he created a new way for us to live in relationship with God the Father. Are you living that redemption? Think about that this week as you go into the season of Easter to celebrate that Jesus rose from the dead in history. He gave us redemption, and then he left for us an inheritance to teach us how to live in that redemption in his church. If you are interested in learning more about how to live out your redemption well, you can visit us for more information at www.endowgroups.org. You can connect with us at Endow Groups on Facebook and Instagram, and you can connect with me at Mallory A. Smythe. Happy Easter and have a great day.